Hello, my name is Stephen Wright. I'm a career coach here at Career Mentor, and we help high-performing financial services professionals make their next smart career move. So let's get right into it. The first thing to say is we want to anticipate and ensure that the examples you're preparing are going to be relevant and on point. You can get an idea about what the firm is looking for from the job spec that they may have published and focus in particular on the things that they're saying are essential. Second way we may understand what they're looking for is any brief that you might have had if there are recruiters involved in this. And the third thing is, if this is not your first interview with this particular firm, then you may well have learned something from the previous interviewers that you've met. Either way, you want to make sure that your examples are going to be relevant and anticipate what you think the interviewer is going to be looking for. Second thing is that any examples that you give want to be entirely accurate, and you want to pay particular attention to the words I and we. You want to make it clear to the interviewer exactly what your personal contribution, your specific contribution was to the achievement of a particular deal or a project or whatever it was. And they're very sensitive, therefore, to the difference between we did this and I did this. So just make sure that you're aware of that. Next thing to say is that we want to use the structure of any story. We know that all stories have a beginning, a middle and an end, and we want to use that, starting with the setup. Make it clear to the interviewer what the situation was at the outset of the example that you're giving, and importantly, why this was so important to be achieved by whatever deadline it was. You can then draw the interviewer into the story a little further by perhaps adding a pinch of drama. This is not to be inaccurate or melodramatic in any way, but for example, not everything goes right first time. So for example, you might say that we set off to achieve this goal with this particular plan. That was clearly not working, so we decided to change the plan, and you can display your ingenuity, your creativity and your flexibility by the way in which you came up with another better plan, rather than actually spelling out I have resourcefulness and so on. So adding a little bit of drama of things not going according to plan in your story can add that extra bit of interest in it. Next thing to say is that we want to give this story context, and so using places, names, dates, numbers, percentages, make it all the more real and all the more understandable for the person who's following along with what you're saying. So use those things to make it more real. You can also retain the attention of the person that you're speaking to by asking them questions and drawing them further into it by saying, I'm not sure if you found this yourself. Simple questions like that, which are almost rhetorical, can draw the listener in as well. Finally, as we come to the end of your example, you want to be very clear about what the impact was. In what way were all the stakeholders involved better off as a result of what went on? And also perhaps you can highlight any particular lessons that you learned. So perhaps we learned this, we're going to make sure that this didn't happen again, so we changed our systems and protocols, for example. I hope you found that useful. By using a structure like this, and these sorts of ideas and examples are going to help you retain the interest of the interviewer, are going to make sure that everything's on point and relevant. It's going to hopefully prevent you from disappearing off down any rabbit holes. And also we really want to grab the attention and the imagination of the interviewer so that they can begin to picture what it would be like for you to be on their team, adding value to their enterprise. I hope you found that useful. I'll be putting the blog that I wrote about this in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do feel free to subscribe and like this particular video. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, then please do feel free to share this with anybody who you feel might find it useful. And of course, click the like button if you feel it deserves it. So thanks very much.